I'm Rantasmo, and the month of reckoning is nigh! Rantastero, where have you been? It's almost July. And don't tell me you were busy getting sexed upon by womenfolk or something. Of course not. I've been busy preparing for the festivities. What festivities? I've decided it's about time we enacted real equality and celebrated the culture of my people. Things like khaki pants, most movies, hating your wife as a joke, and Chuck Norris. Relevant again! So I've been planning parades and marches. I made a bunch of flags out of khaki pants. Oh God, don't tell me. Get ready, because heretofore the month of July, really thought we were past this, will be known as Straight Pride Month. We're talking parties, parades, Chuck Norris on a parade float with a confetti launcher. The confetti is made from khaki. It is gonna be Rantastero. What? I try to be patient with you, I really do, but right now, you gotta shut the f up. When you have a very surface level understanding of the concept of equality and are generally on board with the idea that all people should be treated equally regardless of, for instance, their race, there are certain arguments that might, at first glance, appear to be fairly reasonable. If everyone should be treated equally and have access to the same rights and opportunities, how come there are certain words that black people get to say that I don't? Why isn't there a White History Month? Why are expressions of black pride and Asian pride socially acceptable while the phrase white pride is viewed as necessarily racist? The problem with this particular view of equality, where everyone is always treated exactly the same at all times, is that it ignores the fact that people are in different positions of power and privilege. Equality of this type only really works when everyone starts out at the same level with the same advantages. We tend to use terms like equality as a sort of umbrella that covers a lot of different concepts, but often when we say equality, what we really mean is equity. Giving each member of a group of people one scoop of ice cream is technically treating them all equally, but if some of those people already had 3 scoops to begin with, then you haven't really reached an equitable solution. I'm sorry, what? I'm hesitant to say that the arguments surrounding Black History Month are exactly one for one the same as those surrounding LGBT pride, if only because race and gender and sexuality are all different things with their own unique considerations. But there are parallels. The truth is that a lot of people arguing in favor of things like a straight pride month or a straight pride parade don't even really want those things. I want those things. Yeah, well, you're a straw man personification of heteronormativity given flesh, so I don't think you really count. More often than not, this is an appeal to ridicule made in a sarcastic or bad faith way. They're not really trying to encourage straight or cis pride, they're trying to diminish the value of queer pride. As in, the mere idea of a straight pride parade is obviously ridiculous, so if we're all supposed to be equal, then a gay pride parade must be equally ridiculous, right? When these types of arguments come up, a lot of people respond by bringing up the fact that, hey, queer people experience a lot of systemic oppression that straight and cis people don't. We only just got same-sex marriage nationwide in America, we still face many other types of discrimination, and in many countries it's still straight up illegal to be queer. And those are really good points, but I can also see how certain people arguing in favor of straight pride might not find them immediately convincing. So what if I haven't experienced the same hardships that LGBT people have? Why is pride contingent on suffering? Can't I still be proud of my culture's history and accomplishments without also having a history of systemic oppression? Yeah, what he said. These arguments misunderstand the purpose and definition of pride in this specific context. Gay pride is not just about being proud of being gay or celebrating how awesome gay people are. It is about those things, yes, but that pride and celebration doesn't exist in a vacuum. Just celebration by itself is an incomplete description of why pride exists. It's further complicated by the fact that what we understand as gay pride was once more commonly known as gay liberation. And it didn't really begin as a celebration at all, but rather an uprising. On June 28, 1969, the Stonewall Inn on Christopher Street in New York City was raided by police, triggering a riot that became the turning point for the rise of LGBT activism in the US. That day became known as Christopher Street Liberation Day. And the following year, groups of activists across the country organized the very first queer liberation marches, which eventually became known as Pride Marches. Pride wasn't just born out of a love of queer culture or a celebration of all of the great things that LGBT people have done. It was born out of a fight for freedom. Wait, hold up. I've got to see this for myself. Rantasmo, you wait here. Where would whatever. When you get right down to it, there's really not anything wrong with straight people celebrating their sexuality or cis people celebrating their gender. In fact, they already do it all the time. Practically everything about our culture, from our language to our education to the stories we see in the media, have heterosexuality and cissexuality woven into their fabric. Society itself is already one giant, straight, cisgender pride parade. Maybe in a perfect world we wouldn't need a Pride Month, but the world we live in is far from perfect. When someone expresses LGBT pride, what they're proud of goes beyond just the people they have sex with or the gender they identify with. What they're really celebrating is bravery in the face of fear, defiance in the face of coercion, joy in the face of sorrow. We celebrate pride because in a society that tells us we should be ashamed to be who we are, being openly queer is something to be proud of. Wow. Okay, I guess I see your point. Well, good. By the way, where did you go just now? I went to the Stonewall Monument. Wait, you actually went to Stonewall? How did you get to New York and back so fast? Oh, Rantasmo, I'm straight. I can do anything.